What's up, guys? It's Lord Botha, and we're back here again talking about the Acolyte once more. This time we got, you guessed it, even more bad news for Disney Star Wars The Acolyte. This comes to us from That Park Place. It's an article entitled "The Acolyte Viewership Declines for a Second Week in a Row. Nearly 60% decline from Asoka." Asoka, of course, the series that came out most recently before The Acolyte. The article says here, as reported by Variety, viewership for The Acolyte declined 232.2 million minutes watched for the week the show's 5th episode debuted. That's a decline of 11% from the previous week, which had a total of 262 million minutes watched. So even within its own shows, its watch numbers are declining. People are not tuning in. It also notes here that the runtimes for both this episode and the past episode were identical, or at least nearly identical. And you can see there in the figure that they show the streaming numbers for originals on television, and this is for originals. This is not even considering everything. The Acolyte is down there in 9th place, just above Season 1 of Bridgerton. Of course, Season 3 of Bridgerton is actually at the top there. And it's very interesting to compare those two right next to each other, because Bridgerton Season 1 came out years ago, and it's still doing comparable numbers to Season 1 of The Acolyte. The Acolyte, which was supposed to be a highly female-centric show, right? Which was supposed to win women over with their female-centered stories, with their diversity and their love of queerness. But Bridgerton has almost those exact same things, and it's doing numbers that are way better in their 3rd season, and for their 1st season that came out years ago, it's doing the same numbers. And why? Because Bridgerton is an actual female brand. It's centered around, although not historically accurate and DEI'd to hell, the Garden Party Jane Austen Pride and Prejudice style setting of the early 1800s. This is a genre that is, for hundreds of years, been a female brand, especially the romance stories, which this is one, to come out of that genre and out of that setting. Quite honestly, it's what women want. Comparatively, The Acolyte is shoehorning a story about women that women do not like, and men also do not like, into a boys' brand media. And that at its core is why The Acolyte is not doing well. The article goes on to say that the show's viewership is also significantly lower than Asoka, which aired during the summer of 2023. The show's 2-episode premiere brought in 829 million minutes as reported by Nielsen, compared to Acolyte's 210 minutes as reported by Illuminate. While Asoka declined the week of its 3rd episode to 487 million minutes, The Acolyte increased to 380.5 million. Asoka had over 100 million more minutes viewed compared to The Acolyte. Ahsoka's 4th episode hauled in 459 million minutes compared to the 262 minutes of The Acolyte. The 5th episode of Asoka raked in 577 million minutes compared to the 232.2 for The Acolyte. That's a 59.7% decline. So even compared to its peers, the most recent Star Wars product that was put out by Disney Plus, viewership of their new show, The Acolyte, is down 60% from their last show. These are terrible, dismal numbers, no matter how Disney wants to spin them. They make a big deal about everybody talking about the show and bashing on it, and they say, well, why are you watching then? Guess what? Nobody is watching. The only people that are watching are people that are low watching and hate watching, and people like me, who make videos to ridicule it and expose it for the shit that it is. This all happens as we move closer to the realization that Season 2 of The Acolyte is definitely canceled. The speculation first started on That Park Place with an unnamed source supposedly from Lucasfilm saying Leslie Headland's The Acolyte is DOA. Unless there's a miracle of ratings, this is a one-and-done proposition. It looks like John Knoll is no longer going to be actively meeting with Headland to collaborate for Season 2. Yes, because we know the truth. We know the truth is marching forward. With the dismal review ratings on Rotten Tomatoes of still 14% rotten, and with the dismal actual watch ratings of people not tuning in, it's quite clear that this show is DOA and it will not get a Season 2. Part of me is sad about that because I won't get to make any more Acolyte videos, which for viewership has been gold. Another part of me is overjoyed about that because I don't have to watch The Acolyte anymore. But that's just my thoughts on the subject. If you have your own thoughts, go ahead and leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, I appreciate you listening this long, and we'll talk to you again later.